Hey everyone, are you ready to be fired up? Because I sure am. Today I've got Josh Turner. He is the CEO of Connect 365. So if you are looking for more ways, not just to generate leads, but to actually connect with them, well, then you want to stick around. Hi Josh, welcome. Super happy to have you.
Hey, Krista, thanks for having me.
So talk to us. So you're the CEO. We want to hear your story.
Sure. Yeah. Well, a lot of people know the work that I've done over the years with LinkedIn. I've got a best-selling book called Connect, and have just did a lot of work over the years. And through, I used to have a business called Linked Selling that I was really involved in. That now my business partner runs that business. And what happened is that we serve a lot of small business owners, and a lot of really small businesses were coming to us and wanting to implement our systems. But what they were finding is that the work that it takes to market on LinkedIn, there were really two key areas that people were consistently getting hung up on, and then saying, you know what, it takes too much time, so I'm not going to do it. And that was number one was messaging. So we teach this relationship building process on LinkedIn for getting connected with really, really amazing prospects and then building a relationship with them. And one of the key mechanisms of doing that is personal one-on-one messages. And sending hundreds of messages every month through LinkedIn is just something that a lot of people ended up giving up on. The other part of it that a lot of our customers struggled with was sharing content regularly and staying up with that and keeping up with it. And so a few years ago, I kind of made a pivot in where my focus is in the business and said, I really want to help these smaller businesses that can't afford to hire our agency, but need a more streamlined method to do this, while at the same time not violating LinkedIn's terms of service. Because there's like bots and softwares out there that you can find that will like automate LinkedIn messaging and different things like that. And so some of our clients that have tried that have had their accounts shut down and things like that. And so we really just kind of avoid recommending that to people. And so really, to fast forward to today, Connect 365 is where I spend all of my time now. And we've developed a sales automation platform that really eliminates those problems so that our customers can implement our system for using LinkedIn and other things to connect it with prospects. And then, from there, take all the heavy lifting off your plate of sending the messages and sharing out content and all of those things.
So how does it work exactly?
So how it works exactly is that so we have a number of different methods that we teach for getting connected with new prospects. One of them is using LinkedIn to send connection requests. One of them is a referral network strategy. So it could be using LinkedIn as well, but maybe not going after direct prospects, but it could be centers of influence in your industry. So for example, with I know that you have lots of real estate agents that you serve, Krista. And for a lot of them, like going on LinkedIn and trying to connect with somebody and saying, can I sell your house or help you buy one, is doesn't really work like that on LinkedIn. People aren't going to be super receptive to that kind of a message. And so where real estate agents and brokers have more success on LinkedIn is connecting to all the people in your industry who could be great referral partners, and then having a system to stay in touch with them for a long time to come in a personal way that isn't just like adding them to your MailChimp list or something like that, which doesn't really do any good for most people. And so how it really works, to get into the weeds then, is let's say you implement this system using LinkedIn and you're connecting with potential referral partners in your market. And then once you get connected with them on LinkedIn, you then take their email that LinkedIn will give you. 90% of people on LinkedIn, their contact info includes their personal email as well. For a lot of people, their phone number too, and it's often their cell phone. But aside from that, then take that email and their contact info and then put it into Connect 365, our software. And then from there, essentially what you're able to do then, and it works by connecting it with your personal email. So you can have personal emails that go back and forth with these prospects that look like you wrote them one-on-one, like you just were sending an email to a friend or, your mom and dad or your grandma or grandpa or whatever. but the prospects don't know that these emails actually were automated. And so the reason why email, why would we go from LinkedIn to email, is because we can't automate messaging on LinkedIn without violating their terms of service. And so the next best thing is sending somebody a personal email. And when you do that, the response rate is extremely high and the open rate is very high. So with our platform, our average open rate is over 40%. I mean, you compare that to what happens if you put somebody into your MailChimp list or something, it's like, 11% or something like that, right? And then the response rate is through the roof because people think it's actually a real email from you. And so if you get connected with, what's an example of a good referral partner for a real estate agent? A financial advisor, maybe?
Yeah,
right?
or a divorce attorney, yeah.
Sure. So let's say you get connected to somebody like that, and then your first email that you send to them after connecting to them on LinkedIn is just something like, hey, it's great to connect with you on LinkedIn. I just wanted to shoot you an email and do kind of a proper introduction here and just let you know that I like to really keep in touch with my contacts. So I hope it's okay if I send you an email every once in a while, just kind of checking in and sharing some stuff that I've got going on. And nobody responds and says, no, please don't send me that.
Yeah.
Because they think it's a personal email to them and they're like, oh, cool. Yeah, great. It's good to connect with you too. And then you essentially then have their permission to continue sending them these personal emails. You don't do it like every day, but essentially you want to follow up with them every few weeks.
Yes.
And we have these sequences built out in campaigns to where over the course of a couple months, you can then pivot the conversation from just kind of keeping in touch to, hey, I'd love to grab a coffee sometime, or I'd love to jump on the phone sometime, learn more about what you're up to and see if there's ways we might be able to help each other. And so when you work hundreds of prospects through a system like that, you get a good percentage of them to say yes to that at the end of the day. So whether you're using this system to build referral relationships, or if you're doing direct prospecting for direct clients, whichever of those makes more sense for you, it can be a really, really great way to really increase lead flow in your business. And so that's kind of how the software works and the technology. So it works with your personal email to do that. And then the other side of it that takes care of the content piece is essentially like, we've all heard of Hootsuite and Buffer and these tools that automate posting on social media.
Yes.
And there's lots of stuff out there that does that. And our software does that as well. But we take it a step further because we realize that for many of our customers, that's half the battle of like automating the posting. The other half is actually creating the posts. And so we have a team of US-based writers. We have over 100 that service all of our clients that create custom posts for our clients. And so that they have daily content going out on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter, or any combination of the above. Some of our clients will say, let's just do just LinkedIn. Some say just Facebook, depends where you want to focus. But essentially, when you combine all of this, when you've got, let's say you're prospecting on LinkedIn and you're getting lots of great connections there, and then you're sending these personal email follow-ups, and then they're seeing the content you're sharing out on a really regular basis as well, you start to gain this overwhelming top of mind awareness. And that content piece is really important. Because if you say, I don't want to do all that, I just want to like connect with people and start sending emails, you'll get good results from that, but you'll get great results if you combine it with the content, because then the more familiar somebody is with your name and face, the more likely they are to respond favorably to you. There's a lot of social psychology studies that have been done that have proven that over and over and over again. It's like a 5 to 10x positive response if somebody is more familiar with you. And so social media makes it easy to do that if you're putting stuff in front of people on a regular basis. So that's what we do.
And the more there's research too that shows the more somebody sees you, the more likable you become. Even if they didn't like you to begin with, the more they're seeing you, the more likable you are, which I think, oh, that's pretty cool, So it's like, just keep showing up and then eventually they have to like you, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. It really does work very well. And then, one of the cool things that happens that many of our clients will come back to me and say, Josh, this has really been amazing. And like when I'm out and about in town and going to meetings and stuff, like people say to me that they're seeing my stuff all over the place. And they feel great about it because they get this recognition and they feel like finally they have this like marketing thing kind of figured out, but also they're not really spending much time to get that done. And at the same time, not spending a lot of money to get it done, because our system is really affordable. I mean, that the whole system I just described with the automation of the messaging and the done for you content creation and the automated posting and all that is $166 per month. So it's I mean, really anybody can afford to do it.
For unlimited contacts?
Unlimited contacts, yep. And 30 posts a month that we create. Yeah.
So are the posts, is everyone getting the same post? So for example, are they the same post, or are they more specific towards the person?
It's specific to each client. Yeah. So when you sign up, one of the very first things that we have you do is fill out a 1-page kind of onboarding strategy document where we ask you some questions about your business and, you know, who your ideal prospects are and what kinds of things are they interested in, and just to get like a real feel for what's your business all about, how do you want to be positioning yourself, and you know, and who are your prospects. And then based on that information, then our writers then will really put the right content together that is going to be the right fit for all those things. And
so they're personally writing the content.
yeah, so it's not like they're writing unique blog posts for you. There's different ways we can approach it based on your preferences. But like, for example, a real estate agent in Denver, you know, we might do a lot of curation as part of this, where we just find like all sorts of different articles and content about what's happening in Denver right now, that just things that your prospects would be interested in. So it doesn't always have to be just like subject matter expertise specific to your thing. I get it. It's about, because a lot of times people will get tired of seeing that all the time anyway. So it's good to have a balance. But there's some of our clients say, you know what, I don't want to share out content from other people. I just only want my own stuff. And so we have ways that we can work with that as well.
Are you looking to transform your business? Well, if the answer is yes, then you don't want to miss out on our intensive event starting soon for only $97. This event is jam-packed, full days of live coaching with me. We have breakout sessions to customize and implement our daily trainings so that you can actually utilize them into your business. We're going to give you the training to craft your personal strategy to convert your leads into long-term clients. So let's go. What are you waiting for? Register now. Can't wait to see you there, and let's transform your business.
That's super affordable, $166 a month.
Yeah, I mean, we really figured out how to streamline it and make it efficient to create this content the way that we do it. And it works really well. And the whole purpose of it is like, let's create some really, really overwhelming top of mind awareness so that all the prospecting and messaging, it really just, we're just pouring fuel on that fire by doing that. And then sometimes what happens is that some of the content really takes off. Like we had a client that emailed us last week who said that one of the posts we did for him had over 30,000 views. And that can happen from time to time. And that's, you know, it's really cool and a nice bonus when it does.
Yeah, exactly. And hopefully, so this, like what you're speaking is what I teach, right? So it's like, I'm all about content, getting stuff out there and being top of mind and know, like, trust, especially with video. Like I'm a huge proponent of video. So if you do this and you add a video component to it, like I'm sure, are you pushing your people to do video content? Because if they would do that, that would just be like rocket fuel to this process.
Anybody who is, so, you know, I'm a huge advocate of it. So if you're using video and you can integrate that into your messaging or into some of the social posts as well, like, absolutely. Yeah, that would be fantastic. And so that would fall into the category of, obviously we won't create that video for you. Yes, but that would be a piece of content that our client would create. And we would then just insert that into the posting schedule, essentially.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, so I love what you're doing here. It's so affordable. So if people want to learn more about this, Josh, about Connect 365, and I'm sure you walk everybody through it, can you tell us how do they get in touch with you, and where should we send them? Did you want to offer anything? What's the best way for them to get in touch with you?
I think the best thing to do is just go to connect365.io and sign up for a free trial on our website. Or if it's not showing up as a free trial right now, sometimes we don't always offer that as an option. If it's not that, it's like $47 for your first month to try it or something like that. But the other thing that's really cool is that we have a really, really amazing customer success team and actual business coaches they're not just experts in how to set up the software, but they work with all of our clients on strategy and messaging and all of those things as well. So that if you're coming into this and you think big picture, like maybe this is something that could work for you, but you're not exactly sure how, like get signed up, because then you have access to our coaches and you can work with them and get their support through email, through Zoom workshops that we do, through hot seats that we do with our customers. And you can really get a lot of one-on-one support to really craft a strategy that's just right for you. And we do that because we know, like, if we spend a little time working with you on the front end to get it right, then you'll be with us for a long time.
Ooh, that's awesome. I love that. I'm not sure how you can afford to do all that, but it sounds amazing. You must have a huge team doing this with you, and a big network, because you're offering a lot for such a low cost.
Yeah, I mean, we have a decent sized team. I mean, huge is kind of relative, but it's really at the end of the day, like our customer success team and our coaches, they work really, really hard. And basically the way that it works is, like, if we can just get it set up right, then there's not a whole lot of work on an ongoing basis. So we don't really have to usually provide that level of support to all of our customers. It's usually just those who are new,
Yes.
signing up maybe within their first 30 days. And so, that's how we're able to do it, essentially, because then once they get it up and running like that, usually people just kind of take off and run with it and don't need us as much anymore, but we're there if they do.
Yeah.
And so that's how we make it work.
Well, I love it. This has been fun. I love when I can learn on something like this. I'm actually meeting with your team on Thursday. So I'm going to go ahead and give it a trial run myself and see how it goes. And I appreciate you being on here. I know you're a busy man. And I always ask everyone, Josh, to kind of, if they could leave with just one thing, whether it's business or personal, what would the one piece of advice be?
I always say this. So if you listen to other podcasts of mine, this is a repeat, but a mentor of mine, maybe 15 years ago, impressed upon me this saying. He always said, it's a whole life. And what he meant by that was that he kept seeing me working way too many hours. And he was really telling me, like, if you can take care of all the other things in life too, then the work that you do will be more impactful than if you're just constantly working all the time and neglecting your, working out and nutrition and family and, all that stuff. And so it's taken me some time to get there, but, now that I do that, I feel like I'm way more effective as a person and as a leader in the business, I should say. So that's what I would say to that, Krista.
I love it. It's a whole life. And I'm taking that same advice. It's been hard for me to get there too, but I'm getting there. I'm getting better and better at it. And I feel better and I'm happier. And it's like, it's hard when you're a workaholic and you love your work, right? But it's so important to do self-care. So Josh, thank you so much for being on here. I really appreciate it, everyone. Go to connect365.io and you can learn all about it and get either his free trial or his lower priced offer. And remember, everyone, I really appreciate you taking this time with me. I know your time is precious, but implementation is key, not just learning. So go out there and implement, and I'll see you next time. Hey there, I have a brand new podcast called Fired Up with Krista Mashore, where I bring my high energy right to your ears. This podcast is available on all your favorite podcast platforms. So do me a favor, go subscribe and leave a review. All this information is free and I cannot wait to teach you everything I know. Thanks so much for watching my video. You can learn more about how to be a successful real estate professional by watching other videos that I have. And be sure to subscribe to my channel. And as always, make it a great home selling and buying day.